Okay, good morning. It is Good Friday and we are going to spend 15 minutes training our arms. And we're going to do that exclusively with your towel. So this is one of those ways of working where you will probably feel everything all at once. So we're not going to separate the biceps, the triceps, the shoulders, because let's face it, in life, they don't operate like that. Very rarely do we use one muscle at a time in life. So unless you're a bodybuilder, there's not really that much point training them that way. We want to do some stuff that's inclusive for the whole arm because that helps us much better. And you know what? The more variability you put through a muscle and through a joint, the more stimulus you put through the muscle. So actually, this works really well for muscle growth, for toning, for all those things that we want to get sculpted muscles as well. So grab your towel. And what you're going to do, it should be a short towel so you can hold it slightly wider than your body. You're going to pull it nice and tight, lift up through the chest, and then all we're going to do is take a little step to the side and twist. So your towel is going to be sort of straight out in front of you, arms super straight, and think pull, resist. So you're pulling the towel with one hand, resisting the motion with the other hand, and you just keep stepping and pulling. So there's a very small hip shift and a big rotation through the waist, through the mid-back, through the shoulders with that towel. Now we're going to do two more, and without missing a beat, you're going to start to take this up. So it's now like you're swinging a golf club over your shoulder, or swinging a bat, or any of those sports that require you to swing. I just noticed I'm sort of right under this beam. Let's shift back. Any of those sports that require you to swing something, this is great. So you should be starting to feel that shoulder, as well as the bicep and the tricep. So I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to actually pull to the side. So I'm now going to tip the opposite way from my towel. I'm going to pull, resist, and I'm trying to pull my top hand at least shoulder height, while the other one comes through to the opposite hip. And if you've just been continuously doing this, at this point, your pull arm should be on fire. So I'm going to do one more, and then give them a little shake. And then we're going to do all of that to the other side so that the shoulder, feels the same, because we don't want it to be missing out. So pull towards, slide the shoulders back, and then step, rotate. This is where your shoulder you just worked was really, because, I'm still working both arms. Kind of. Just one does a little more work than the other. So very straight, but if the arms do start to fatigue, you can bend them a little bit. A long lever is always going to feel tougher than a short lever, so that's one of the ways you can modify your exercise. So I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'm going to go into that over the shoulder swing. So just throwing it back, keeping those arms super straight as I pull up and over the top. This shoulder's still burning. It's funny when you're trying to work the other side, but you can still feel the original one. Okay, two more. Keep pulling tight. You want to start doing this. No sad towels, no limp towels. Okay, to the side and pull up. So side bend away, tip your head the opposite way from your towel. Remember, pull, resist. Try and slow down the travel of that towel as it moves. A little shift on the hip. So you're also getting some nice hip mobility as we do this. Got two more and one more. Okay, now give those shoulders a little shake. Mine are literally burning. And then we're going to come into another little cluster. So I like to cluster exercises, so kind of a variation on a theme for a few different things around the joint Because as we discussed on Wednesday, that's one of the ways that you can put a lot of volume, get a lot of stimulation through the muscle, but look after the joint and actually keep the joint super healthy with movement rather than constantly compressing it with the same movement over and over again in one plane. And that's where your injuries are more likely to happen. So we don't want that. So we do lots of clusters and variation. So next move, you're actually going to tip over. So if you think of like a bent over row or a tipped over position, so you literally hinge from your hip, hips push back, knees slightly bend. You're going to extend the towel in front of you, and then you're going to do a row. You're going to pull it to the lower belly, so just below the belly button. You're then going to pull it to the sort of above the belly button, lower ribs, and then you're going to pull it to the chest. And we're going to keep cycling through those three. So lower belly, upper belly, chest. And as you do this, you're squeezing the shoulder blades and then extending the shoulder blades. So sometimes you'll be very focused on just squeezing those shoulder blades, and I need you to think extension as well, because we get more retraction when we protract or push forwards. So keep cycling through those with a push-pull, extend, squeeze, extend, squeeze. So variability through the joint at different heights, working that back, working the biceps, again, working the shoulders. I'm going to do one more cycle through, and then release it out and give those a little bit of a move around. Okay, let's get into a little bit more lateral work. Towel goes overhead. We're going to take a small step forwards, and you're going to pull the towel to the side and then just bring it back overhead. Now again, taut, firm towel. You're pulling bicep to ear on one side and down on the other as far as you can before that arm is literally stopped in its tracks by your head. So there's a real feeling of length and opening up through the sides of the body. So I'm going to do a couple more. And then I'm going to keep stepping forward, but I'm going to twist. So I'm now going to bring my opposite hand forwards and the other one back. Like you're trying to pull your towel apart. So think rotary power through your trunk and through that towel. Okay, let's do two more. And then without stopping, we're going to go straight to the other side. So tip and pull across. So again, head is going to stop the arm from going too far. You're trying to keep the arms as straight as they can. There will be some natural flex. Allow that to happen, but try and avoid letting them collapse in. We do want to stay long for as long as possible. And that step is really quite tiny. It's not a lunge, it's just a step. Gonna do two more. And then let's go into that rotation. So pull the hand in front. The step stays straight ahead, don't change that. Just turn from the waist and rotate through the shoulders. So again, you're working, but you're mobilizing. We need both. We need mobility, we need stability, we need strength. And that makes us really resilient, as well as good looking in our muscles. Two more, and one more. Oh, and then bring it down. So right now, my triceps down both sides as well as my shoulders are burning. I hope yours are too. Right, one more little cluster. Now this is what I call a zigzag move. So you're going to hold the towel in front of your chest and you're going to zigzag it from side to side. And again, I want you to resist. If you just kind of let it move, it's going to be really easy. So pull, resist with the other hand. Pull, resist with the other hand. So it's slow as it travels across. You're doing battle with yourself here. Okay, We're going to bring this now overhead. Same movement, but above your head. Pull, resist. Pull, resist. I don't know why, but my hips kind of sway as I'm doing this, like I'm in some sort of Robbie Williams concert. I've got my lighter on, singing. And then we're going to take this behind. So try and bring it behind your head. It's like you just got out of the shower and you're drying off. You try and pull one arm as far out as you can, and the other hand will tuck in towards the shoulder and ear. So this, if you've got sort of feelings of restriction on the front of your shoulder, this will be quite good for them, as well as working those biceps. Now, we're going to do one more variation. You're going to try and bring your arms all the way down behind you. Flip your palms so that they're facing the back, and we'll do the same thing. We scooch back, we scooch back. So if I show you from behind, I'm letting my hand tuck right the way in behind my back as the other one pulls out to the side. So again, great for opening up the shoulders at the front, especially if you've been spending a lot of time hunched over a desk, and just strengthening some different areas. And as I said Wednesday, most of us are strong in different ranges. So some of us are strong in short range, some of us are strong in long range. And really, the more ranges you can train, the stronger you'll be all round, the more resilient you'll be. Let's do one more each side. And then bring it around the front. Give those shoulders a bit of a shake out, and just as a kind of a stretch, let the towel go kind of relaxed, and just give it a bit of a halo around into a twist. So this should now be fairly easy. Just let it flow. So I hope you felt your arms. I know I did. And although it's just a towel, I really feel that it's a very effective way of training and getting lots of different movements and lots of different parts of the joints. And you should actually feel more mobile as a side benefit of that. Do one more. Good, and that is you all done with your towel of doom for today. Any comments if you enjoyed that? If you hated it and you now are on fire and hate me, then that's cool. I'm open to that. Pop any comments you've got about that workout below, and I will see you next week. Have a very fabulous Easter. Enjoy eating chocolate, bake some cakes, enjoy the sunshine, but stay at home.